नमस्कार दोस्तों। आज के इस YouTube लाइव में आप सबका बहुत बहुत स्वागत है। आज के इस YouTube लाइव में we will try to explore something new, something different. When we come across medical education in India, there are a lot of things we try to understand, like what is medical education itself, what is the history of medical education, how many medical colleges were there when we got the independence, how many of them are now, maybe in last 3-4 years. So there was a video on YouTube about the kind of documentary, or rather the information about medical education in India, the evolution of medical education in India, how the things have changed due to the privatization of medical education in India. So all these things will be discussed today, rather reviewed today, based on the facts and figure presented in one of the videos on YouTube. So today we will be going to analyze that video, comment on that video about uh, what is the changes, and based on that, why this video might be important for any student who are planning to study medicine in India or abroad. Based on this video, based on the information provided in this video, which I will be reviewing, and will try to give the aspect or the relation with current scenario, because this video is around in 2017, but in 4 years a lot of things have changed and MC bill has been implemented, but definitely there are a lot of factors which are still relevant. And once you get into the details of how the medical education system has changed in India over last 70-75 years, you will come to know how overseas medical education in the other countries can be evolving in the same pattern. You will be able to understand the factors which regulate medical education in India. So when you are choosing a medical college outside India, if you are not getting the top ranks in India, then what are the factors you must consider while exploring the overseas medical education as well? So this video is about reviewing the Indian medical education system by the education. Let me show you the video, and in between we will be moving to understand how it works. So for anybody who is new into this channel, I'm Manish Jaswal from Aspiring Life Consultants Private Limited. We make video related to the medical education in India and abroad, and we try to explore the different avenues so that medical education can be possible at the cheap price, as well as medical education can be given in scholarship. The information of scholarship in medical education can reach to different people. So this is how what we do in Aspiring Life. There are a lot of other activities we do. You can go through our 200 plus videos there in our channel to explore the same. So let us explore the video about medical education in India. And if you have any question, you are open to ask the same. So let's explore the same. I'm keeping the video a bit faster.
So its citizens that help is a major concern for them. The idea of creating a healthy society is no longer a debate election. The significance has been grasped by policy shapers worldwide. That's economics.
So the overall discussion they have started with why medical education is important and how it impacts the healthcare system of India. So this is what they have tried to explain.
Large. Medical careers are good paying, fast growing, and in demand. Positions in medicine range from administrative to hands-on clinical work. To produce competent physician or any kind of support staff like nurse, dentist, dental hygienist, etc. related to healthcare. That happening, many medical colleges and other colleges started to take care of medical education. You know that as far as the composition of the Indian medical education system, the country is concerned, it is highly heterogeneous and complex with a wide range of providers.
So this is very important. When we call MBBS in India or medical education in India, so it's very heterogeneous and there are a wide range of providers. Same is applicable to most of the countries. So when you're choosing a particular country, don't just choose the college based on the name of the country, because every country have good college, not so good college, and bad college as well, including India. So we will see like why it is bad and how what are the things. So you have to understand, any country having a growing economy will always have a better health system or a growing health system or a good health system. So always choose a country based on their economic development in the last 4 or 5 years. It can be a very good economy, but stagnant economy and growing economy are two different things. If you want, I can give you some examples as well, but economy does play a role, or rather healthcare does play a role in economy and vice versa. Somebody is saying that voice is not audible. May I know which voice you are talking about, Avijit Mandal? Which voice is not coming? Anyways, let me continue then.
But health details. It is no wonder that medical science has been the most popular and highly developed science of civilization. The function of decision is as told the system of medicine, the traditional Vedic medicine.
Is it clear now?
It was much at a later stage of the traditional Indian medical education was in the ancient times. The medical scholar was permitted to leave the school. In practice, only he was considered proficient by his teacher. The science of medicine received greater support during the Buddhist person. Many monasteries situated in China, Mithra, Ganga, Sarnath, Vayapur, etc. became the hub of medical education. In the spread of Buddhism within Asian countries, the science of Ayurveda was firmly online. Then in 1947, India got its independence. There were only 15 medical colleges with a direct admission of about 1,000 students. But now, medical institutions have mushroomed like anything. The regulatory bodies set medical education. The Medical Council of India, or MCA, maintaining high standards of education to the world, acceptable levels of education to eradicate gas causes has been concern of Indian parliament committees for a very long time.
Is the voice clear now? Still the voice is not clear. Actually, what let me say the what are the technical things. So what we are trying to explain, or rather what we are trying to understand, is how Indian medical system has evolved. Why you must learn this, especially those who are planning to give NEET in 2021, as the CBSE and most of the board exam has been cancelled. Many are like, okay, I'm quite happy with the way it has been, so they are preparing for NEET, and there are some people who are a bit confused, or some of the students and parents are a bit uh, like trying to explore the medical education in India and abroad. So for them, this video has been created that if you are looking for overseas medical education, first you have to understand the Indian medical education. वीडियो फास्ट फॉरवर्ड आ रहा है, ओके वीडियो तो फास्ट फॉरवर्ड किया गया है. Anyways, I will slow down the video. So let me explain the things what they have explained. So the gentleman who is like a kind of education policy maker of Indian government for medical education, he's trying to explain the overall medical education system and history of medical education system, how some changes are made in the recent times, and what these changes how these changes are impacting on the healthcare of India and growth and development of India. Similarly, one must understand if they are choosing a country, they must undergo the such similar historical information. Like if a person, if you're choosing a particular country, there are a lot of factors. It's not just about selecting a college. There are top level universities, but those are not even medical universities. Just imagine. Let me give an example. You see videos of Sharda University or Lovely Professional University. It's a huge university, but they also have medical colleges. But that whole university does not represent a medical college. Okay, so you must understand the infrastructure of a whole university is not applicable to whole medical colleges. Medical college is a part of that university. So similarly, there are most of the medical colleges in other countries where you find top ranked university. Medical college may or may not be so good in the same university. Every university have some good what to say, particular course. Some courses are quite good and some courses are not so good. You know, like for learning chemistry, there are particular university which is very famous or ranked one. For learning physics, some other universities are ranked one. For learning commerce, there are some universities are in top rank. So similarly, one must understand that the students, when selecting medical courses, they must understand these things when they are actually selecting the colleges. So this is what they have told about. So we are trying to explore.
The central government has set up regulatory bodies for monitoring the standards of medical education and promoting training and research activities.
So what kind of like how these things are regulated? So this is being talked about. Okay, this is being talked about that like this medical education is totally regulated by so-called Medical Council of India, but now it is National Medical Commission. So what they are supposed to do and how they do that.
The medical regulatory organizations usually set their primary objectives as licensing medical practitioners, setting standards for the profession, promoting best practices, taking care of patient safety, promoting fair access to healthcare, and promoting medical education. One such regulatory organization is.
Let me clear this once in for all. Every time I come online, the same questions are coming. First is whether the classes will start from first week of August or not. First week of August is the deadline when the college has to start. This has been already told by the government of Bangladesh that they have to start the medical college anyhow by the first week of August. This is the deadline. Okay, but most of the colleges might even start earlier. Some of the colleges might even start earlier to start the orientation program and all in the month of July, first, second week as well. So the delay is due to the coronavirus pandemic. Already we are telling all the students to take Covaxin, Covishield rather, Covishield, so that they can travel internationally because Covishield is internationally accepted. Vaccinated student will have a higher chance of getting the visa, and maybe they will be the only people who will be allowed. Some might even be allowed without quarantine if they have taken the complete dose of vaccine. So these are just a speculation which we are trying to judge. Regarding the SARC quota 2020-21, the list will be announced by end of June only, not before that. So these are the questions which are being asked every time. So I'm trying to answer this once and for all. Don't repeat the same question. If you have anything, just call me. Okay, because this is the question answer which I'm trying to give every time. The thing is, the delay of 1 or 2 months whenever I'm saying something is due to the pandemic. Right now I'm sitting at the place I cannot go out. Already lockdown is there, curfew is there from 9 p.m. onwards. So these things matters. Okay, so let me try to understand these things, because
The
after
Medical Council of
these
India,
things
or
matters.
MCI. MCI is the regulatory and advisory body on medical education in India.
Now
It is a
an
statutory
MCA.
body for establishing uniform and high standards of medical education in India. To achieve many objectives related to the field of medical education, it became necessary to amend the Indian Medical Council Act in 1933. Under this act, the MCA was first established in 1934. Later, the council was reconstituted. To achieve this, a bill was introduced in the parliament. It was passed by both the houses of parliament and received the assent of the president on 30th December 1956. It came into force on 1st November 1958 as the Indian.
So the whole system of medical education, the regulatory, everything started from 1958. So you must know the history of medical education in India if you are trying to
Medical
study
Council
medicine.
Act. The Act provides for various functions such as the following. It approves medical curricula and syllabi. It permits medical school existence. It renews permission for medical colleges in India. It maintains the All India Register by the Medical Council of India. It gives representation to licensed members of the medical profession. It allows recognition of medical degrees issued by the University Grants Commission controlled Indian universities. It registers names of citizens of India who have obtained foreign medical qualifications. It looks forward for maintaining the quality of medical education in India. It maintains uniform standards for undergraduate medical education. It advises universities in the matters related to securing uniform standards for postgraduate medical education throughout India. It focuses largely on the infrastructure and human resources required in the various medical institutions in India, and it recommends on increase in the student strength in various medical institutions. The implementation of the recommendations of MCI regarding recognition or derecognition of a medical institution is governed by the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. The Dental Council of India, or DCI. A statutory body was constituted on 12th April 1949 under the Act of Parliament. This council is financed mainly by grants from the Government of India, Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, and many other organizations. The Dental Council of India is entrusted with the following objectives. It maintains uniform standards of dental education both at undergraduate and postgraduate levels. It envisages dental colleges for permission to start dental courses in the country. It envisages problems related to increase of seats in the colleges. It prescribes curriculum for training of dentists, and it prescribes standards for examinations. The Nursing Council of India, or INC. The Indian Nursing Council, which was authorized by the Indian Nursing Council Act of 1947, was established in 1949 for the purpose of providing uniform standards in nursing education.
So this video is not just covering the MBBS education. This video is also covering the dental as well as nursing. So one must know
And
these things.
reciprocity in nursing registration throughout the country. The INC was given authority to prescribe curriculum for nursing education in all states of India. It also provides for registration of foreign nurses and for maintenance of the Indian Nurses Register.
So even
INC
foreign nurses
authorizes
are.
state nurses registration councils and examining boards to issue qualifying certificates. The Pharmacy Council of India, or PCI. The Pharmacy Council of India is a statutory body constituted under the Pharmacy Act of 1948. The various functions of PCI include the following. To prescribe the minimum standard of education required for qualification as a pharmacist, to regulate the educational standards related to the field of pharmacy education, to recognize qualifications granted outside the territories to which Pharmacy Act extends for the purpose of qualifying for registration under the Act, to maintain a register containing all the names of pharmacists entered in the state register. All India Institute of Medical Sciences, or AIMS. By an Act of Parliament in 1956, the All India Institute of Medical Sciences was established as an autonomous institution of national importance. By virtue of this Act, the Institute awards its own medical degrees, diplomas, and other academic distinctions related to medical education. The prime concern of the Institute is to develop patterns of teaching in undergraduate and postgraduate medical education in all branches so as to demonstrate high standard of medical education to all medical colleges and allied institutes in India. The other objectives included providing educational facilities of highest order for training of personnel in all the important branches of health activities and to attain self-sufficiency in postgraduate medical education. Medical research in India. Medical research in India is coordinated through Indian Council of Medical Research, or ICMR. ICMR is an apex body in India.
Recently,
for the
due to COVID pandemic, a lot of people, a lot of you might have heard about COVID, like ICMR. They are approving some drug and disapproving some drug. So this is what they are supposed to be, and doing the research on medical. So these are the fact. Like being a doctor, you will be surrounded by these things. Like MBBS doctor or dental doctor, you need pharmacist, you need nurses, you need ICM. All these people or all this organization will be,
formulation, coordination,
you will
and
be
promotion
surrounded
of
by.
biomedical research. The government of India had set up Indian Research Fund Association or IRFA for medical research in 1911. Later, it was redesignated as ICMR in 1949 with expanded scope of functions. The ICMR is funded by the Indian government through the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. ICMR is one of the oldest medical research bodies in the world. ICMR also has provisions for extramural research, support to various medical and research institutions, laboratories, and other organizations in the country. Indian Association for Advancement of Medical Education. The teacher, although very much neglected, is the main actor in the drama of medical education. Realizing this fact, the medical teachers and educationalists in India have created a forum for furthering the cause of medical education in 1961 and formed the Indian Association for Advancement of Medical Education. Crisis in Indian medical education. The medical system in India will be on the verge of collapse if proper measures are not taken soon. The reasons are many. An exploding number of medical colleges all over the country, skewed distribution of the medical institutions, alarming shortage of teachers, recruitment of untrained teachers, increase in the capitation fee, devaluation of merit in admissions, poorly implemented regulations related to admissions, admission of substandard students with poor motivation, poor internship supervision of the students, gross shortage of patients, outdated.
So these are the very important factors. What are the factors due to which you can have a bad experience in medical college? Let us go through that once again. This is the very important part. So you have to understand what are the factors. These are the factors.
Poorly implemented regulations related to admissions, admission of substandard students with poor motivation,
Yes.
poor
That's why
internship
NEET came.
supervision of the students,
No internships.
gross shortage of patients, outdated curriculum, meager knowledge of teaching, learning, technology, etc., contribute to this gloomy picture in our country. The success of any medical education system rests on four pillars:
Four
the students,
pillars:
the curriculum, the
students,
teachers, and researchers
curriculum,
conducted.
teachers, and
The students in India who enter into the medical education
curriculum.
field come from different social, economic, and educational backgrounds. The resource input in the health sector in India has been the worst ever since 1990s. The unregulated rapid growth of institutions related to health, that's medical colleges, nursing colleges, and other similar training institutions, has adversely impacted the quality of training. The skewed countrywide distribution of medical institutions will increase regional disparity in healthcare services. In the year 2010, distribution of medical colleges shows that out of 172 of 299 colleges are in the states of Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Andhra Pradesh, Puducherry, and Karnataka.
This is something you must understand, especially the students, that why some of
Colleges
the
are in the states of
why
Maharashtra,
internet
Tamil
students
Nadu,
are going
Kerala,
to
Andhra Pradesh,
foreign medical
Puducherry.
colleges. So this is the system. Almost once, like till 2010, it is there are a lot of other colleges which have been added, but till 2010, only the five states: Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Maharashtra, Puducherry, and Karnataka. These states had almost 60% of the total medical colleges in India. So just imagine what will happen to the healthcare of other
In
countries.
Karnataka, only 30 of the colleges are in the eastern states of Bihar,
Just
Jharkhand, Odisha, and West
why
Bengal.
they
The policy of privatization of medical colleges has seriously undermined the health services and further limited the access of the underprivileged.
say.
Private colleges have been producing less equipped, less productive, and highly exploitative doctors and other.
This is the reason why students are choosing foreign medical education. You must understand, this is the admission by this problems are being recognized by the gentleman. He's the education policy maker. So the government themselves understand that there is a huge problem. There is a huge problem in terms of money, in terms of quality of medical education in India. So if the students are going abroad, what is the issue?
Other medical staffs. Centralization or nationalization or globalization of the entire medical education can help find a solution to this problem. Yet another reason for the skewed distribution of medical colleges in the country is the archaic regulations of the MCI, which add to the cost of setting up a medical institution. The problem of excessive increase in medical colleges leads to faculty shortage. Many
See,
colleges with 50 or 100 seats are being permitted to increase the number of admissions
recently we have heard that there will be more than 2,000 seats will be added in Andhra Pradesh. But who will be the faculty? Where will the faculty come from?
to 150. This trend also leads to shortage of teachers to fulfill MCI norms as well as clinical material for teaching purpose.
See,
For the existing
clinical
medical
materials.
teachers, high standards of teaching are to be maintained and improved upon with constant seminars, workshops, and research works. The medical education in India still remains a process of training the doctors of tomorrow with today's curriculum and yesterday's teaching learning methods. Still, another issue that the government should consider is the fees charged by the private medical institutions. The
Private.
problem with the private
fees.
education institutions is that they are driven by economic rather than educational considerations.
See,
Almost half of the medical education institutions in India admit students not on the basis of their marks, but admit on the basis of their ability to pay high fees.
that's
High
why
capitation fees
need
demanded
came.
by private institutions have made medical education available only to the richest and not necessarily to the most deserving. To ensure a medical career for their children, the expanding middle class Indian parents are ready to pay 2 or 3 times the normal fee in the institutions. It would be difficult for the government to monitor and regulate the process. The quality of students that come out of colleges by paying huge amounts for their seat is very poor. Even if the students come out outstandingly, most of them do not prefer to stick to their country. A large proportion of students who come out of the medical institutions migrate to other countries. There should be regulatory agency by the government to ensure minimum standards for admissions to medical education institutions. The students who come out of their medical studies are reluctant to work in the rural areas of the country. This makes clear that they are made for urban care and comforts. They are reluctant and less confident to work without seeking guidance from their senior practitioners. The benefits of
So see, the problem of private medical college has been discussed. So much fees to pay, lack of patient flow, lack of teachers. These are there in India. These are there in medical colleges in India. There are some good colleges and there are such colleges in India as well. So that is the logic. That is the understanding. One must understand that why an Indian student choose medical education abroad. Why Indian student go to overseas medical education? Why they go for MBBS in Bangladesh? Why they go for MBBS in China, MBBS in Nepal? Why one student choose MBBS in Egypt? Why? Government must understand. They have already given the logic. The privatization of medical colleges have totally deregulated the whole medical education system. If you go and watch the 10-year-old video of Medical Council of India with in Satyamev Jayate, it was clearly mentioned that medical education has been like it's more like a money, like get education with the help of money rather than get education based on merit. NEET has come up and did solve some issue, but still private medical college association are like they are trying to make sure that these students are given either the option to study in India or these medical colleges to study at high exorbitant fees, or they don't at all get any other option. But foreign medical graduates are the one who actually come out from the rural parts of India. They are the one who will go back to the rural part of India and serve the nation. So government must understand this.
of healthcare in the tertiary care setting are available only to those patients who are lucky enough to live near medical colleges, most of which are in the urban areas of the country. Most of the medical institutions do not have adequate space, laboratories, and other facilities as per MCI norms. While quality of medical education is the hallmark of success for all the developed countries, corruption and bribery have made permanent inroads into the field of medical education in India since past few years. Medicine is both art and science. Other than technical competence, its definition must incorporate the capacity to cope with new challenges, work as a team, and possess awareness of the social circumstances of the patients. The acquisition of clinical skills in healthcare requires constant and continuous availability of patients for examination. Since treatment in many medical colleges is not subsidized, the patient overload is poor. Research activities are definitely required to ensure progress in the quality of healthcare. Excluding the work of a few research organizations like the Indian Council of Medical Research or ICMR, All India Institute of Medical Sciences or AIIMS, etc., Contribution of remaining institutions is practically nil. Research
See,
activities in the medical field should be promoted through motivation and provision of faculties. Medical education in India is sliding downwards, and unless quick and strong measures are taken immediately to correct the ills plaguing
so
the system.
so this is the reason. After this video is an old video. And what was the reason to bring NMC bill? What was the reason to regulate the overall medical education system? This
Backed
we
by
discussed.
strong political will, reversing its present direction would be impossible. Our present system of medical education lacks practicality and relevance. It's time for the educationists to instill some life in the system by connecting classroom lectures with real life experiences.
See,
Yeah.
classroom lectures with real life experience is equally important. So when you are going for overseas medical education, you must understand whether this is a classroom experience or it's a real life experience. So this is very important. This is why AIMS and
Efforts
all
have to
the
be taken
college.
to create a medical education system that nourishes innovation, entrepreneurship, and address skill requirement of the growing economy. Efforts should be made by the government to ensure maintenance of standards and check the unplanned growth of substandard medical institutions and substandard education norms in universities. It would be good enough if India would have an MCI controlled and Supreme Court monitored screening systems of students admitted to medical institutions under the discretionary management
Admission.
quota so that merit remains the paramount criteria. During the
See,
past centuries of its unrecorded and recorded history, India should be conscious of the fact that the health education of today will determine the patterns of healthcare of tomorrow. But in a
there
country
is a
vast like
problem.
India, with its ever increasing population and a limited range of resources available to tackle its problems, to find a solution and practically making it happen is a bit difficult. What is required is cogent and comprehensive consideration of the issues plaguing medical education and evolve solutions that may take care of the root of the problems and solutions which can be implemented in the short, intermediate, and long term to restore medical education system in India. Let us summarize what we have discussed so far. Education is closely related with the public life of a nation, and the development of a nation depends on the gross parameter of health index. Every elected government in the country falls in line to show its citizens that health is a major concern for them. The idea of creating a healthy society is no longer a debatable luxury. Thus, importance is given to medical education in every country. India is a fast developing economy where people aspire for better health and fortunes. We know that as far as the composition of the Indian medical education system in the country is concerned, it is highly heterogeneous and complex with a wide range of providers. As India marches towards an exciting new future of growth and progress, medical education will play a pivotal role in crafting a sustained development agenda. Maintaining high standards of education to the world acceptable levels with a vision to eradicate health scourges has been a concern of the Indian planning committees for so long. Hence, the central government has set up regulatory bodies for monitoring the standards of medical education, promoting training and research activities. The chapter talks about medical education in India and the different regulatory bodies like the Medical Council of India, the Dental Council of India, the Nursing Council of India, the Pharmacy Council of India, etc. That is related to the field of medical education. The chapter in detail discusses the various crises in this field and its possible remedies. Now you can try to answer the questions listed here. How does medical education become important for a country's development? What is MCI? What are its various functions? When was Nursing Council of India constituted? What are the various functions of the Pharmacy Council of India?
So let us understand and summarize. So this was not about promoting any college or promoting any country. This was about understanding the medical education system in India. By understanding the medical education system in India, you can understand what are the flaws in medical education in India. MBBS in India is a dream for many, but MBBS in India is divided into three categories. First, the general students, the students who work very hard and have to compete among the general student to get the best out of 720 marks to get the admission. Second is reserve category. They also have to compete. Definitely, they have to not just compete with the student, but also their socio-economic problems. But definitely, they have some reservations, so they do get some favor in terms of marks, if not in terms of social and other economical structure. So there are two types of student, general student and reserved student. But the third category has been introduced by the so-called privatization of medical colleges in India. What is this category? So-called management quota or NRI quota, whatever you call it. It's called money quota. If a student want to take admission in India, if they are not getting top ranks for government colleges in India, they don't have a reservation to get into the government college with some grace marks or some less marks compared to the general category student. The third category is management quota, and that category is welcoming both general as well as SC, SC, OBC, any kind of student if they have money. So it's more like monetization of education. So this private medical colleges, I'm not saying all private medical colleges are money minded. There is a lot of money which is involved in teaching a student. But of course, the government is funding or helping them to set up medical college by giving free land and other things. But still, the management takes a lot of under the table money, as well as now after NEET has been there since 2019-19, they are charging exorbitant fees openly, 20-25 lakhs per annum. The deemed universities are charging legally. And the problem is not just about charging the money, they charge the bank guarantee. They ask for the bank guarantee. Suppose even I earn 20 lakhs per year and I invest whole money in my child's education, I have to go to the bank, get a bank guarantee, and bank will not give a bank guarantee based on what I am earning right now, but rather what is deposited in their bank. Because if the student or some pandemic happens or I'm not able to make the payment to the college as a fees, the bank will be responsible. So bank always take that amount in the custody before issuing a bank guarantee. So these colleges like almost charging 70-80 lakhs at once if they're asking for bank guarantee. So what is the option left? The reason Indian students are choosing foreign medical education is not just because they are not so good student with 520 marks in NEET, 550 marks in NEET are choosing medical education abroad. Are they bad student? Who is calling them bad student? So you have to understand the whole medical education system in India is not as perfect as it looks from outside. Look, some people try to say that okay, there are some countries where the international medical colleges are there which are not at par. Yes, that is true as well. But don't judge all the medical colleges in India like AIMS. Similarly, don't judge all medical colleges overseas by based on some one or two cases where students are not doing the class and somehow managing to get degree. This has happened in India also. People without doing engineering, they are managing to get a degree in engineering. There has been some cases where the media has highlighted such points. Without attending class or just at giving the exam, people are able to get engineering degree. Do the overseas like other countries judge the engineering student based on that? So you have introduced FMG, but that is also discriminatory. So this is the reason Indian government and the concerned department has to understand that to make sure that India gets enough doctor, it cannot be done overnight. Making one medical college costs more than 500 to 600 crores in India. And having the teachers running that medical college, it's a huge amount. By making one college, it will take 5 to 6 years to produce the first doctor from that college. So in calculate the whole investment, but you are getting the same thing from overseas medical colleges and a trained student are coming. It is contribution to the GDP. Why government is only thinking about how much they are taking out from India? They are taking much less to compare to what they are bringing back. If government does understand this, I hope most of the student will not face any problem. There is a question, Dhaka Center International College kaisa hai? I've already explained. Dhaka Center International Medical College is in proper Dhaka, but not among the top 10 medical colleges in Dhaka in terms of number of teachers, in terms of the Dhaka University result in first, second, third prof exam. So of course it's a good college, but it's not definitely not the best college in Dhaka. So accordingly you can take the decision. So thank you so much for listening to me, and I hope this video goes to the people who really want to like understand the foreign medical graduates, their problems, their dilemma, their understanding, their future plans, why they are doing so. So Indian medical education system is like that. So why Indian student will not go MBBS overseas? This is the answer which the government has to give. With that, I will like to end this video today. Thank you so much for being patient listener. I for any particular college or any other thing, you are free to call me. My number is 9051773700, and my website is mbbsinbangladesh.app for Bangladesh related education inquiry, and aspiring-life.com for overall inquiry about overseas medical education. We are soon launching some one-to-one counseling session. It's a paid service, but at a very discounted price. So that one-to-one counseling will help you to understand the medical education and its quality in different countries with proof. I I always say that don't just believe in whatever I say, just ask for the proof, and I will make sure I give you the proof. So thank you so much. Good night. Subscribe to our channel and do like our video, because liking the video make us believe that we are doing something worth for you. Thank you. Good night.